job.
I was trying to get better, but
Well, he's done good out there today. Okay, our fourth place finisher, and certainly with an impressive performance out there today, is Kasey Kahne. He's the driver of the number 5 Mountain Dew Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. Kasey, certainly that had to be an encouraging performance for you out there today. Just talk about it and how you think things went for the number 5 team this weekend.
yeah, it was really encouraging, and the performance of the team all weekend long. Practice, we didn't get all of our practice in, but we got a lot of it in. And then qualifying didn't get that, but I felt like we would have been great there too. So it was a strong weekend for our team. The communication side with Keith and the engineers, and just kind of what we worked on and the direction we went was really solid all weekend. Similar to Bristol, we just finished it off today. So it was, we had a strong car, Mountain Dew Chevrolet, and we had great restart there at the end to get a couple spots and get a top 5. So that was good. We haven't had a lot of these in the last 2 years. So it was nice to run up front, nice to be competitive, battle with the Gibbs cars a little bit, Jimmy a lot, Kevin some. I could always see those guys. So it was nice to see the fastest cars in the particular race.
Questions for Kasey Kahne, if you have one. We've got 2 on our left side. We'll start with Tim and then go to Hank.
Nick Vandell, Progress Index. Kasey, given how tough it looked to be racing out there today with just cars slipping and sliding really loose, how rewarding and motivating is it to know that you were able to get a top 5 finish on a tough day like today?
Yeah, really, both of those. I got into the wall a little bit early. I'd caught, I think it was, Logano, and I followed him real close behind him around the top of 3 and 4, and we were getting pretty close to the wall, and then I just missed a little bit and hit the wall, and I thought I had wrecked my car pretty good, but it rubbed it, bent the fenders in some, and it was still really sharp the next corner and the corner after that. So I knew we were okay at that point, and we just stayed after it all day. We had a little bit of struggles early in the run, the first 10 laps, and at the end of the race here, we didn't have that struggle at all. I thought that was the best we've taken off all day on a 40-lap kind of dash there at the end, and we needed that. So it was good. The adjustments were great. It was the pit stops on pit road. I was either even or gaining spots all race long. So my pit team is unreal right now for sure.
P, what was your vantage point of the last lap? And given Kyle's reputation as a great blocker, were you surprised to see Carl get past him?
So I was, I didn't even see it, and I had heard that they had a good battle. I knew they were up there, and I knew where they were. I just wasn't watching them. At the end, my car was getting a little loose, so I was just really worried, make sure I came across the line and didn't screw anything up. After a strong, 399 laps, I didn't want to mess it up, so I didn't watch. I wish I would have. Sounded like a great battle.
Right across, go ahead.
Kasey, Corey Smith with North State Journal. What was different about today that maybe hasn't been there over the last several races for you this season?
Well, I would say, it kind of starts at the beginning of the weekend. It starts early in the week as kind of our preparation and what we're looking at to do to the car, and it just starts with the attitudes of everybody, from myself to the team, and how we all appreciate each other and work together, and know that each particular person's there for a reason and are really good at what each one of us do. So I think it's more just being together, being a group, a solid team, and as we do that, we've been getting better each week. And to me, that started 3-4 weeks ago, and each week it seems to get better from the previous week. So we're going to keep heading in that direction. I know that, and hopefully the performance stays the same.
Right next door, go ahead, please. If we could get him a mic, raise your hand.
Zach Catanzarelli, front stretch. Can you talk about the advantages that you found on using on the outside lane instead of the inside lane? A lot of people are kind of right up by the wall or right down by the apron. What were the advantages of using the outside?
Yeah, usually the night races here, you run right on that white line, and it's just a little bit of extra grip there. Even though the tires are worn out, you run right on the line, and it grips up, and that's kind of the spot you need to be. But today you could find grip across the entire track, use some of the bumps to get the car to load and unload and turn. And then up by the wall, it was more of just a cleaner area. You know, the higher you went, the track was a little bit cleaner, a little less rubber, which created a little bit of turn. So when you have a tire and a racetrack that gives you those capabilities, it makes for an exciting, fun, you know, great race. And I enjoyed every bit of it today. I enjoyed this car. The package we have this year is the best it's been in a long, long time. And the track today was awesome. Richmond, this was one of my better racetracks today. So, you know, I feel good about that.
Let's go upstairs to Chris Knight. Go ahead.
Chris Knight, catchfence.com. Casey, last two, second top 10 finish in 3 weeks, but last week at Bristol, you also had a fast car. And you've said over the radio last couple of weeks the communication is getting better and better. Have you guys been able to pinpoint where the communication is getting better, and what's your outlook moving forward to Talladega, Kansas, and Dover?
Well, I think there's a lot of things that, you know, create good communication. It's not just talking face to face. You know, I think a lot of things go into that, and it starts, you know, weeks ago. And I think the closer you get as a group, the closer you get with your crew chief, with your engineers, with the guys on pit road, the car chief, the guys building the race cars. I mean, all of that is communication to me, and all that is, you know, kind of makes the whole race on Sunday better when you are better in those areas. And so that's basically all we've been doing, is just feel like I feel like I want every guy on my team. You know, I want them to be on my team, and I think that they're the best at what they do, and that we can really do a lot together. And I feel like they're starting to really feel the same way about me and know that I'm the driver that they want, and, you know, that we can do a lot together as a team. So I just think it's when you have each other's backs and when you work together as a team, you know, you keep getting better, and that's where we've been. That's what we've been kind of excelling at. Mr. H gives us great race cars. He has for a long time, and we haven't performed near of what we should have in a lot of those weekends. So it's not the car, it's a lot of other things, and that all comes with, you know, being a strong team.
Let's go to Holly Kane and then to Barry.
Holly Kane, NASCAR.com. What I wanted to ask you was kind of along those lines, but do you feel like you guys have turned a corner? Because, you know, there's some consistency now on getting these finishes. If you could just kind of talk about that.
Right. I think there's, you know, kind of consistency on the whole weekend too. Where there's more times I look at the scoring pylon, I'm at the top half rather than the bottom half. Whether it's any one of the practices, qualifying, race, you know, all those things. So, yeah, I think it's, you know, it's just kind of like I said, it's a slow process, really. I mean, we were so far gone there for a little while that it takes time to start getting back to where we need to be, and we're heading that direction now, so it's really nice.
Any more questions for Kasey Kahne? Right here to the left, Jim Utter.
Jim Utter, motorsport.com. I'm sure nobody has been more frustrated about your performance than you have, but earlier in the season, did you feel you had a lot of optimism going into the year? Did it kind of surprise you the way the season started, and do you feel a little bit different about how things are now?
Well, that's I think, good thing about sports in general, and definitely racing. You have 2-3 months off, and during those months off, you know, prepare and think you're the best driver and think your team's the best, and you go into each season saying, I'm excited for this year, and I'm excited because, you know, we're going to be good, and it's going to be a strong year. And then we started and we weren't. So you know, we weren't, and we were. There was some bright spots at times, but not nearly what we wanted. So yeah, I was a little surprised there, and I knew at that point we really need to go to work, or I need to find something different to do, because it was getting discouraging as can be. So yeah, it was. It's been nice to have 3 solid weekends, and, you know, we'll keep building from here.
Well, Kasey, we hope you certainly do that, and good luck next week at Talladega.
All right. Thank you, guys.